Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello and welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. Coming to you from the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, a beacon of fun in Rockford, Michigan. 14 Mile Road is where you will find them. You can check them out online at impactpowersportsmi.com. ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, Yamaha golf carts, e-bikes, scooters, motorcycles. They have it all over at Impact Power Sports. Good group over there. Find them at impactpowersportsmi.com. Jeremy writes, welcome to Act 2, Part 1. Oh, if you say so. So I was at Bosco's Pub last night. A couple of observations. Doug has informed me that Dougie, his son, is I guess trying to get another gig. He's like trying to get away from the restaurant, which makes me sad. I love Dougie like my own son. Jeremy says, easy, does Impact Power Sports have a service department? I'm glad you mentioned that. Second to none. Fantastic service department. Reach out to them. Please mention my name. And anything you need taken care of, they can repair. Rebecca says, is it too much working with family? I don't know. Like I said, I was kind of like nervous to ask. But so I think that there's going to be, if you want a job, if you want to work with Doug, just to see what I see whenever I go there. Yesterday, it was unbelievable. You need to know this story. So Doug, as I've told you, was always the unhammered nail. There are numerous stories about Doug's past behaviors. He used to be a bouncer. He used to run security for rock bands. He's been stabbed. He's been shot. Been to prison. Been to jail. Been beat up cops. Chased. Bike chases, motorcycle chases from the cops. I mean, unbelievable. A flat-out miracle that he was able to get a liquor license. That was the quote from his attorney. He goes, I don't know how you did it. Yesterday I come in there, he goes, well, I fired so-and-so. And you might be thinking he's like an employee, but no. You know, there's a company that would deliver the food service company. They're everywhere. You know, there's all sorts of them. This one particular food service company, he was frustrated with for a litany of reasons. That's boring. So he fired him. Some guy comes to pick up, to return the key because the food service people, they have a key to the restaurant. They key in. And then they deliver the food at hours when there's no one there. So I'm standing there, and yesterday, food service guy goes, here's your key, and tomorrow we'll be here to rip out your dishwasher. So I noticed Doug's face wrinkle up. Now, what food service guy doesn't know is that Doug owns the dishwasher. It's his. This guy thinks that Doug is renting it. So Doug says, no, you're not. And he goes, well, yeah, I am. He goes, what do you mean? And Doug says, now Doug is the type, he won't even give the guy the time. He won't even say, well, no, you're mistaken. I own it. He won't even do that. He goes, I don't owe you any explanation. You come in here again, and I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. Quote. And this guy is like, and Doug, even if you're the most badass, biggest son of a bitch on the planet, you do not want to be staring him down. And he goes, and I'm fucking serious too. He goes, you come in my place, you come near my dishwasher, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. So he actually says, I don't have to explain anything to you. Get the fuck out of here. He throws the guy out. Holy shit. I'm like, God damn it. This is the greatest thing in the world. I love this place. Kenny says, don't fuck with my Hobart. Is that the brand? I don't know. Maureen says, Doug sounds like he's on the rag every day. A real joy to be around. Yeah, you got to be of a certain ilk to be able to, dig in for the duration. Hang on, I got to drink this coffee. So that was just part of the highlight. I wonder what he says about me when I'm not there, because it seems like he talks shit about everybody. He had a person that worked there recently, and as usual, the person made it 1 week, and then that was it. He'll either fire him or quit. And in this case, he actually fired the person. Now, to be sure, the person was not good at the various jobs that you have to do in the kitchen. And let's be honest here, this is not rocket science. This is you're making French fries. So it came to a point, and he said, yeah, I'm not going to have you back. And so he was frustrated. I never once laid eyes on this person, but he comes up with clever nicknames. And so before I even knew about this person, I'm at Bosco's, and I'm doing my thing, and he goes, oh man, I can't wait to tell you about Smoke Show. I go, what? He's, oh yeah, Smoke Show. And he starts bitching about this person. And I'm like, Smoke Show? And I'm like, well, knowing Doug, I'm pretty sure Smoke Show means like someone who's attractive, right? Like you guys probably call me Smoke Show. Well, anyway, he's calling this person Smoke Show, which tells me she is not a smoke show. And then I go, okay. And then he goes, well, when you see Doug, you go like this. And he holds his finger up to his upper lip, just the top portion of his finger, and wiggles it. And I go, does that like illustrate like a tooth? He goes, oh yeah, she had a dangly tooth. I'm like, Jesus, Doug. And I go, Doug, why don't you work with the person? I mean, you hire these people, and then he goes, well, if they don't have any acumen, then I just cut them loose. I go, God damn. I go, is there any like wiggle room here? Can we possibly like, I don't know, gently urge the person to do a better job in some way, shape, or form to keep the employee around? I don't give a shit how they look. At the end of the day, you want employees, right? You want people there to make the fucking food. No. Smoke Show is gone. Rebecca says he should step aside and hire you full time. Well, the thing is, I would do that job. But this guy Doug is the biggest micromanager on the planet. Okay? It's a miracle that he even lets me near the grill right now. Chris says, what was your first interaction like when you met him? Well, I met him about 15 years ago. So we go back many, many years. So I had to move the hot tub because I was putting in some new concrete, some stamped concrete on the patio. And so I needed some bodies to move the fucking thing. Now, Doug's the strongest 3 gorillas. So I go, hey, I got to move this fucking hot tub. He goes, okay, I'll bring Dougie. So Doug comes over wearing, I swear to God, Zubaz pants like Rex Gwando from Napoleon Dynamite. And one of those Gold's Gym T-shirts where it's a tank top, but it's barely hanging on because he's jacked. And so he and Dougie and myself and my son and a couple other people, we have to move this fucking thing. It's empty, but it's so goddamn heavy. Holy shit. And we're moving it. And fucking Doug backs right into, he doesn't lose his balance. He doesn't lose his grip. And he's got the lion's share of the weight. We're all like barely holding on to it. He's like, ah! And he walks into a picker bush. And, his legs were just cut to ribbons. It was just unbelievable. By the time we put it down, the blood was pouring down his legs. Like, oh, fucking shit. He goes, fuck it, don't worry. Ripped his pants. Jesus. He actually reached out to me because Chris says, hey, sir, want some marketing? Fuck off. He actually reached out to me years ago and said, hey, I want to market Bosco's Pub. Lo and behold, now I work there. And I'm so glad I do. He says to me, hey, this is yesterday. Hey, Wednesday, can you come in? I go, yeah, okay, yeah, no problem. He goes, okay, all right, I got Tuesday covered. As fuck's coming in. I go, I'm sorry? Yeah, I someone's coming in Tuesday. I go, who's coming in? As fuck. I go, ass fuck? No. As. A-Z. Or A-S. Not A-S-S. As fuck. But it sounds like A-Z. As fuck. As fuck's coming in. I go, who the fuck is as fuck? And he reminds me. I go, why do you call this person as fuck? He goes, because it fits. Crazy as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Ugly as fuck. I'm like, Jesus, Doug. This person's worked here like no time at all. How can you possibly already be destructive to this person? What the fuck is wrong with you? So then I head over to the front of the store manager. I go, have you heard what? And she goes, as fuck. I go, oh my God. This restaurant is the managing of it, the ownership of it is 1974. Okay? That's what this is. It's the Wild West of human resources. Holy shit. Kenny says EZ, there is a Prime member spamming Twitch channels. Indicated by the crown on their name, I guess. He says, you don't see that ever. Weird. So that means they're like signed up for this channel on Prime, right? So they get this free? Is that what you're telling me? That is weird. Anyway. So that is, Kenny says, no. That's not it at all. He's going to clear it up for me. Please do, Kenny. I need to know. I need to know what's going on with that. They just have Prime linked to their account. Well, okay. Now we know. That is, that may be something we don't see ever, but I don't know what that means. So I will have to take your word for it that is something. Okay. So we're off and running on this edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I'm running into a bit of a concern with on the radio show Morning Drive on Q100. And I'm starting to voice it on the air. the audience members have a tendency, because one of the pillars of the radio station is, hey, call me for a request. I will play it. By the way, today I played a request from a 1980s Japanese heavy metal band, which I did not know they were a Japanese heavy metal band. That doesn't really matter because they're Japanese. What matters is that they're shit. There is a band out of Japan called Loudness, and they suck. And I played this song called Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. Like, someone actually called up and requested Loudness, Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. And I played it. I listened to a handful of seconds of it. I go, it's fine. And then, but in its entirety on the air, it was a huge pile of shit. So lately, I've been going on the air saying, all right, that's a Loudness, Rock and Roll Crazy Nights by suggestion. And I'm not going to lie to you. That song was horrible. It's not all about me, though. Someone liked it. In fact, someone requested it. So I'm definitely going to play it for you. But make no mistake, that band, that song, suck. That led someone else to call. He says, EZ, I saw the band Loudness live. I go, what? He says, yeah. The Theater of Pain tour for Motley Crue. They showed up in Saginaw, Michigan, and they opened up for Motley Crue. He says, I was front row. This guy, his name is Ron. I go, okay. He goes, yeah, they were horrible. I go, I knew it. Corey says, you need to add, that song sucks, and if you like it, you suck too. I think one day I'm starting, like I said, I'm opening up the faucet here slightly on Q100. I'm starting to zane it up to some degree. Corey adds that I could say something like, only losers like this song. I think we're getting there, Corey. I think we are getting there. Bob says, did they stop the text line? You've been saying to call instead recently. Well, the text line, I'm not exactly sure because I barely pay attention. But supposedly, the text line was violating some type of United States trade laws because it didn't give you the option to stop the calls or stop the texts. Like if you text us, we can text you, but it should say on there, hey, if you don't want to be part of this, hit stop. I guess the radio station didn't do that. So we were like, we got a citation or something like that. I'm not sure. But apparently they're working on bringing it back. So people have been calling me. Excuse me. So I have these conversations with people. So anyway, the guy tells me that when he was seeing Loudness open up for Motley Crue, you know, like you'll throw your drumsticks into the crowd at the end of the set, or maybe the guitar pick. The lead singer of Loudness went over to the drummer's riser and unscrewed the Zildjian cymbal. And, you know, out into the crowd, he whipped it like, you know, Avengers Assemble, Captain America. And it would flying out in the crowd, and people are clamoring. People were moving out of the way. Others, it's hitting people. Kang, tong, cow. First thing I thought of was, oh my God, like Captain America, or even some of you might get the reference, Odd Job. The bad guy from the James Bond movies who'd throw his fucking hat and it had a razor on it, on the brim. Jeremy says, what kind of moron throws a cymbal? Yeah, if you're Loudness, I don't think you're rolling in the dough. Cymbals, I think, are very, very expensive. So I play this damn band, and they're horrible. The other thing is, when people call the radio station, this is how a lot of the conversations go. Q100, good morning. Hey, Z. Hey, man. Hey, and that's sober. Okay, that's the sober people. Hey, so there's a song I heard by Jimmy Thackeray, and I heard it 4 months and 5 days ago here on Q100. It's called Cool Guitars. And when I heard it the first time, I was making lunch. It was at 11:45 a.m. Okay, now, these people are heavy on the details. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, what do you want to hear? Yeah. I'm trying to my ADHD is just like ticking the whole goddamn time. And I'm like, come on, man, just give me the song, brother. Give me. So I'm starting to unpack that on the air about how some people call and boy, do they take the long way. You know, hey, Q100, what do you want to hear? So, anyway, fuck me. Just get to it, God damn it. Artist, title, artist. That's it. I had one guy start going down that road. It was a guy who was telling me about the fucking symbol story. So it worked out, but it was like that. It was like, hey, Q100, how are you? What can I do for you? Well, hey, so anyway, and it's like, come on. Get to it, brother. Get to it. Brevity is your friend. No one has time for this. Pick up the pace, my friend, please. Holy shit. This is a weekend where we're in a little bit of flux here at the household. We haven't yet taken the NFK up north, my wife's brother. And I got the impression the last time that he seemed, I don't know, I kept something, the alarms are going off in my head that we should have brought him last time. So I said to Pooh Bear, I go, hey, we got to bring him up there. Well, God, she kind of hemming and hawing. I go, no ifs, ands, or buts. This is very important. Okay? He likes going up there. He doesn't do much. He's going up there. And she says, yeah, but remember the last time. I go, I know. She says, he's not sleeping on my bed. Okay. Last time he went up there, we would let him sleep in the back bedroom with the big bed. Apparently that is not in the cards. Pooh Bear has already weighed in. She says, we're going to have to pull out that couch. He's sleeping on the couch. I'm not having him sleep on my bed. And there is only one reason why. Had what I'm about to tell you not happened, it probably wouldn't be an issue. It was when he was in that I'm not going to wipe my asshole phase. Where at random spots in the house, we would find shit streaks. And sure enough, he would go into the back bedroom and he would close that pocket door and then get in. It was jammy time for night-night. And so he would drop his drawers and then put his ass on the bed in order to be able to, one leg at a time, get his jammies on. Well, that contact of his ass to the bed meant there was going to be, those temporary tattoos you had when you were a kid? That is going to take effect. That is going to happen. But instead of Ash from Pokemon being transferred to your arm, it's his feces being transferred to my bed sheets. And I'm not talking like just what is that? I mean, we're talking shit. Intense, thick, spreadable shit on that sheet. He goes night-night. He wakes up the next day. He goes outside, sits by the fire. I go in there to, get something out of the drawer. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I go, dude, what is this? And he feels bad. It's clear he doesn't wipe his asshole. So then we started going down the road of the flushable wipes. Jeremy says shit should never be described as spreadable. No, you're right. You're right. But you know how like when you make a PB&J and you have the peanut butter on the knife, and then you take that flat side of the knife and you press it onto the opening where the peanut butter is, and you drag it, and then it just kind of like collects and falls in, or sometimes just hangs right on that rim. That's what we're talking about here, but in feces. That can't be more of a clear illustration. Everybody's seeing it right now. Now I know Chris, who works in, I believe Chris works in the waste industry, don't you? Aren't you the one who cleans out pipes? Your industry, your career field? Chris has said many, many times, EZ, they cannot use flushable wipes. I'm like, I know. But it's either that or shit all over the house. So it's the lesser of two evils. Better you than me. I don't care. Fast forward to the moment here where, we have this now set up. This is, we have dealt the wipes into the playbook. Time passes. He goes to take a shower. I've told this story before, but it's worth telling again. After the shower is done, he takes his naked ass into where the toilet is, and he closes the lid all the way, and then he sits his wet ass on it to then, one leg at a time, his shorts or his pants or whatever. That's a regular thing, and then he gets up and he lifts the lid. I go in there, and the lid is still down. He's forgotten to lift the lid. No big deal. But the problem is, there is, now you thought it was bad before the description. Imagine shower water really softening up that brown patch on his asshole and covering his entire ass. So picture like you're a kid and you put paint on half the sheet of paper, your favorite colors, and then you fold it in half, and then you open it up, and it's, the exact image reversed on the other side. Okay? That's what we have on the ass cheeks. A tremendous amount of, I forgot what that type of art is called. It's on the ass, and now it's going onto the top of the toilet lid. So I go in there, and there's a large quantity of shit on there. So I call him up, and I go, buddy, and I'm annoyed. I go, and I start talking. He goes, oh, the poop. Like, this is a regular thing. He says it like that. Oh, the poop. I forgot to wipe the poop. I go, time out. Throw the red review flag. Hold on. I go, before we do anything, we'll get to that in a second. This is post-shower. Yes? Uh-huh. Yeah. Look, yeah. Fucking shit. I go, dude. First of all, two things. You're not wiping your asshole with the wipes after you shit again. And then when you take a shower, you're not washing your asshole. There are two key things that are not happening. And somehow you keep having shit on your asshole. And it keeps getting on every fucking thing in this fucking house. Now, I actually said this to him. I go, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I don't give a shit how your hands work. There is no way other than pure laziness that this is happening. We have got to start washing our asshole. Can you believe this conversation taking place? So Diana's like, he's not sleeping on the bed. I go, hey, I'm with you. I am with you. All right. Now, since that incident, I haven't seen a lot of shit, okay, anywhere. So I think we're at a nice point. But that the wheels could fall off at any fucking moment. So he's going up north with us. Now, the only thing that may keep him from going up north is he knows that there's going to be people up there. Charity Scam Mike, my stepsister / sister Elizabeth, her kids. And so he doesn't get that comfy when there's other people around. I think the quote was, I don't know if I want to go. This was a different time when he knew people were going to be up there. I don't know if I want to go. Why? Because I swear. I go, huh? Yeah, I might say cock, and I don't know them. I'm like, again, this is why we call him No Filter Kevin. He doesn't have a filter. Just the other day, we had an incident when we were going to this wedding, because he noticed that I said to Pooh Bear, you gotta, if something is amiss, don't voice it in front of him. So we had this thing for the cats. It's a little pump, and it puts water out, a drink well, circulating the water, and a little filter, just, whatever. And we've said to him, hey, when we go, if you can watch the cats, just put some water in here if it gets a little low. No big deal. Well, that thing was acting up, and he sensed that, and so he told Diana. Now, what you're supposed to do in this house is just say, all right, I'll take care of it, and then don't speak of it. Because if you speak of it, it puts the stress level through the roof. So she's like, oh, boy, yeah, it's broken. I got to have Eric take a look at it. And so now he's freaking out that the cats aren't going to have any water. Now, at the end of the day, all we got to do, and all we did do, is put a bowl with water in it, and that's it. You don't need to worry about it. Just put a little more water in it every day. His brain is fried. I go downstairs, he goes, something wrong with that water thing. I go, I'm not aware. It's all fucked up, and it smells bad. I guess it smelled like the little motor in there was burning. And I go, yeah, I'll take a look at it. And he was fucking freaking out. So I go and unplug it, and he's standing there. He walks next to me, and then I take it over to the sink, and I'm going to clean it. He's standing right next to me looking at it the whole time. I go, buddy, it's no big deal. You don't need to be here. I'll let you know what's going on. You don't have to watch me do it. Okay. Flapping his arms, sits down. Sure enough, it's fucked up. I go, hey, buddy, that thing is not operating anymore. It's dead. And he's like, oh. It's like end of the world. I go, it's okay. There's a water bowl. We're just going to put water in it. He goes, oh, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rebecca says, you are a saint, EZ. Corey says, I would have kicked him out long ago. Okay. You see, that's impossible because he would be homeless and he would die. Okay, we can't have that. That is Diana's last living closest relative. All right. So Pooh Bear is like saying to me, and she goes, oh, he's always like asking questions. He's always being nosy and all this stuff. And he always wants to know what's going on. I go, okay, well, you got to understand. His elevator is not going all the way to the top, and he probably likes the conversation. So, you know what? It's going to put him at ease if you just answer him. It's no big deal, is it? Just answer him. Don't get impatient with him. Just take it easy and keep him comfortable. He's trying to have a good time, too. So, yeah, sure, I bitch about it to you guys. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, I love him. I want him happy and healthy. But Pooh Bear, she's like getting impatient with him over the littlest shit. I go, oh, no, you can't. You have to give him a wide berth. And just know that he can't hurt anything. Let's just keep him safe. He'll be fine. Corey wants him to live in assisted living. Boy, I would hate to be a close relative of yours. Can you imagine Corey if he's got like, let's say Corey has a child or a brother or a sister who becomes incapacitated or is all fucked up and there's no one else to take care of him. Yeah, get in a fucking home. Joe Martinez is here. He says, anyone hanging over my shoulder ends up with tools in their hands. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean like you make them work? Is that what that means? Corey says, no. If you cannot wipe, you are going to the home. All right. Well, we definitely differ. I would not. I don't want that to happen. I don't have a, you see, you got to understand here. I really don't have a vote. This is in the hierarchy of the household. You have Diana, her brother, last remaining relative that is alive. Her dad is dead, her mom is dead, and her brother is dead. And this brother is not able to take care of himself on his own. And when this all went down 4 years and almost 1 month ago, this wasn't Diana, or Eric, we have to have a long conversation about this. It was, Pooh Bear said to Kevin, well, you're now living with us. And I just went, yep, that's right. It wasn't like, hey, Eric, we got to have a conversation about this. What are we going to do? And I was already prepared for this. Well, you're living with us. Get in the car. We'll take you home. This is your new house. So, at least that's how it works in this house. I would not be able to live with myself if I said, fuck that. Let's go put him in a home. It'd be terrible. All right. He's about to snap, by the way, today. I'll get to that in a second. If you're watching this show on Facebook or X, well, not on X. It's not on X. You got to have like the check mark these days. Or YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. All right. I'm about to kick you out, though. If you want the full show, it's available at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app. It's very simple. Just search Eric Zane Live and away you go. I have a Patreon. You can check out Patreon for free. One at a time, I'm getting people on Patreon that want to check out the other content that I publish. There you go. It is patreon.com/Eric Zane. You can sign up for 7 days free just to try it out. No obligation on your part. Just put in a payment form and then cancel it right after. And then you get the 7 days free. And at the end of the 7 days, you won't be charged. If after the 7 days, you're like, this is great, I love Patreon, then you just sign up again and throw $5 or $10 a month at it. So thank you very much for that. You can email me on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. If you want to drop me a note, old-fashioned email style. I'm on Cameo, cameo.com/Eric Zane if you want to hire me on Cameo. Always a good time there. I'm kicking you out, though. Thanks for being here. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Blue Frost IT brings you X. Berlin Raceway is sponsoring this portion of the show. Online at berlinraceway.com. Get tickets for this weekend's races. We only have a few more weekends left at Berlin Raceway. Tickets will set you back $14 a pop. 15 and under free. Parking free. Bring in your cooler loaded with all your snacks and your soft drinks. No booze, no glass. That's it. Fun time at Berlin Raceway. I think I'll be back there one more time sometime in September. I've talked on this show many times about my sponsors that I usually work with them personally, and then I start telling you my experiences. That is the case with EstateWise. This is my newest sponsor. You can find them at estate, estate-wise.com. So when you die, and God help us all if you die young. I don't want that to happen. I want you to live a long, fruitful life. But you have to have an estate plan in place so that your loved ones do not have to deal with the courts. Your estate will go into probate. That takes a lot of time. It takes energy. It takes money. When I die, this is what I want to happen. People show up at the funeral, laugh about the shit trouble I always got in, say goodbye, say some prayers, burn my body after you've taken my organs out and donated them. Then you're going to go have the food, and then that's it. Everybody moves on. What I don't want is my family having to go to probate, with my estate in probate and having to go to court with all this bullshit. And then some wise ass says, well, I should get more. Fuck that. Estate planning is important for parents. First of all, who's going to care for your kids if something happens to you? This is taken care of with an estate-wise estate planning setup that I have. Now, my kids are all grown, but if they're young, you need to do this. With an estate plan, you can designate guardians for your kids and set up trusts to manage their finances, ensuring that they are cared for by the people that you trust. This is something that many young people with young families do not know or realize. Having an estate plan in place can avoid the court deciding who will care for your kids. God damn it. If something happens to you, which might not align with your wishes, that's just one of the many things to think about, and that are handled by Zach Marco at EstateWise. That's just the start of it. There's so many other things to talk about that I will share as the days and weeks pass about why it's very, very important to reach out to Zach Marco at EstateWise. This is his business. It's him and him alone. You're not dealing with a bunch of people. Zach's in charge. It's his startup, and I'm talking about it, and I want you to call him. Call or text Zach, 616-540-7544. That's 616-540-7544 for EstateWise. I need to clear up something. I gave you some information, misinformation from Senor Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling. He's working with DTE again. But if you've gotten the free tune-up before, in the last 2 years, you will not qualify for the free tune-up. It's new people or longer than 2 years. If that's the case, you get it free. It's regularly $145. I got that wrong, too. That's how much it is. for the diagnostics and the tune-up. I got a question for Joe, actually. I think he's still here listening. And it just popped in my brain, so I got to get him on. Hopefully he's still here. He likes swearing at me in Spanish lately. He usually picks up the phone and goes, "What?" I'll try not to blow your ears out.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's EZ.
Yeah.
Got a question for you.
Nope.
You didn't even know what I was going to ask you.
Oh, what has it got something to do about your house? So I can watch some water freaking hit you in the face again?
No, it has nothing to do with my house. Pinche pendejo.
Pinche cabrón, pendejo estúpido. Eres una verga tú, cabrón.
So
Órale, baboso, ¿qué quieres a la chingada? No ves que estoy trabajando, güey.
Bacha la chingada, cabrón.
Madre.
Tu madre es una puta.
La tuya, cabrón. What's up?
Vete la chingada, cabrón.
Yo ya me fui a la chingada como 5 veces. ¿Y
Is
tú?
it 145? Isn't it $79 to get the tune-up for the heater?
So, well, okay, we got the $79 special for the tune-up for the furnace.
Okay.
That just basically gets you a basic tune-up. That's only warranted for 30 days. So if something happens after 30 days, you're SOL. You're gonna have to pay, especially if it's at night or on the weekends. Then you're gonna have to pay, the overtime rates.
Okay.
That's why the maintenance program gets you, that without, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay the overtime.
Right.
But so then what happens is if you're on the maintenance and, you get that special and all that, so you get, no overtimes and yada, yada. So the DT Energy program starts September 1st, and that's $145 that they will pay me to come in and do a combustion test on your furnace.
Right. That's much more involved than just a basic tune-up.
Correct.
Okay.
You still get the cleaning and everything. It's just that we hook up a machine to the furnace. So we do it before we do any kind of a cleaning, and then we do it after we do the cleaning. That way, you can see the difference in the efficiency and so forth, because it will tell us what your furnace is operating at as far as efficiency-wise. And so with that 145, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either have DT, you can pay us the 145 and then have DT Energy send you the rebate check, or you could just get an invoice for zero amount, and then DT Energy will send me the $145 for the tune-up, because we have to submit all that paperwork to DT Energy saying that. The only catch to it is if you had it done last year or the year before, you do not qualify for it.
Okay. I had it down, and I wanted you specifically to explain it to these nice people.
Chingada, man, no ves que yo estoy trabajando en la pinche cura acá en el Parsley. Me estás aquí chingue todo el pinche día.
Bob is in Pennsylvania. He wants to know if he can qualify for this.
I got to be DT Energy customer.
Yeah. Sorry, Bob.
If you are a DT Energy customer, you qualify for it. So it's only through DT Energy.
How is Michigan going to do this year in football?
Oh, man, I got my season tickets. I'm kind of bummed, though, because I can't go next Saturday. So I'm going to miss that one. And then I'm going to miss a couple in September when I go to Mexico for a couple weeks. So they're going to, I don't know. I think they're going to be in the thick of it. The only concern I have with Michigan this year is going to be Oregon and, Texas.
What about Ohio State? Are they any good this year?
The fucking crybaby piece of shit suck eyes. They're just cry, man. They freaking cry worse than a damn woman, you know?
Oh.
That's all they are, just a bunch of pussies, you know? Cry. Oh, Michigan. Oh, yeah, we beat your asses the past 3. And they lost to a backup coach. So how's that cheating? They cheated because they used the backup coach and beat them. You know?
There was a, there was a thing in the news a couple days ago. What is that even? You heard about that notice of allegations?
You know what? And I think I mentioned that to you before, is that the NCAA they're out. They're basically going to be done. You know, their governing body is just going to dissipate, and they're trying to, you know, throw the hammer down, but they can't because they don't have the evidence that they claim they do. You know what I'm saying? I
actually hope that they drop the hammer on them.
They're not going to. They won't be able to.
I hope
they're not going
all the wins away because they cheated to win.
So what did they do to Harbaugh? They didn't fucking cheat. They just beat everybody. It's just like me telling you, Eric, this is what I'm going to do. I want you to stop me. See if you're going to stop me from doing it.
I think Ohio State's going to win this year.
Ohio State ain't going to go anywhere. The freaking pussies are always overrated to begin with. Every year there's always, Ohio State this and Ohio State that, and they fucking always choke.
I'm going to root for the Buckeyes. I'm going to root for Michigan State and the Buckeyes.
And go screw yourself.
Okay. It was good talking to you.
All right, I'll talk to you. I got to go inside partially.
See you.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck he says. I don't speak devil. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.